welcome to another episode.
Yay!
Today, yeah! Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
I know,
I'm always excited.
Today, we are talking about pregnancy.
We all know someone that has gone through the journey, whether it's been a positive journey or a tough journey or an emotional journey. We all have, friends, sisters, cousins that have been through it, and everyone has such a different story.
Yeah, I think you touched on it perfectly. An emotional journey, whether it was happy or sad, because those are both emotions. Mm-hmm. And so pregnancy, even just starting, let's not even talk about the pregnant part, getting pregnant mm-hmm. part. It's the part that leads up to that that's really can be really stressful.
We have totally different stories of kind of how it happened, and we each have friends that have dealt with all sorts of journeys with pregnancy, and whether that's been infertility or adoption or IVF or getting pregnant really fast or unplanned. Everyone has just such a different story, and Kami's is just really cool and encouraging. And so we kind of wanted her to just share a little bit about her journey and her kind of just everything that you went through to get pregnant.
So it's interesting, like we've talked about, it is all different, but I've always wanted to be a mom, and I think there's a lot of people out here, I think we've talked about it before, where you were like, you wanted to be a mom, but it wasn't really something that was on the forefront of your mind.
Sure, yeah.
So I started out when I was really young. I really wanted to be a mom. I couldn't wait. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and that was always inspiring. She was such an incredible mother, and I couldn't wait. So the nurturing aspect for me has always been there.
She has been, and I will say this, the one person that I'm like, she's meant to be a mom.
Aww.
She's just so good with babies and kids, and it's just natural for her. Was not supernatural for me. Literally in the hospital was the first time I'd ever changed a diaper, which is...
You crushing it though.
Crushing those diapers. Crushing those diapers.
Well, I say that only because of, at some point in this journey, I could have gotten so down and so defeated. My sister, she's younger than me, but she started having kids really early, and that was her journey, and I was so happy for her. And she's had several kids, and I've loved each one of them as if they were my own, and can only imagine the love a mother could have. And so my husband and I were trying for I would say we've been not trying for a while, but really trying for over 2 years, and you see
closer to 3.
Closer to 3. We kind of said well, if it happens at 3. We've been together for about 7 years, so if it happens, great. If not, we really pulled the goalie, if you know what I'm saying. About 2 years, and it's so hard, and I think you can attest to this now trying for your second one. Mm-hmm. You see on Facebook or you see on social media everybody's getting pregnant, or it's always why is it not happening to me?
So I got pregnant pretty quickly. We like to do things fast in the Say family, so we got engaged, married, pregnant, all within a year or two.
Hey, love at first sight, baby.
Knock it out. But so with our first pregnancy, I've only had one, and I'm not pregnant.
She's trying again, though. That's probably why you said it
yes,
that.
I am trying again. But just with ours was quick, and we weren't really expecting it. It wasn't really planned. And Kami's is a little bit different.
This whole thing, life has just really taught me that babies are they're miracles, because
mm-hmm.
it starts out, we know how it all starts out.
Yeah.
But it starts as a little speck, and it grows into us.
That was probably the craziest thing is knowing, I look back on kind of my journey, and I had a super easy pregnancy, really easy delivery, and I heard all the time, with your second one it's so easy to get pregnant, and we've been trying for 6 months now, which isn't a long time, but I can now understand and when what it's like to get a negative pregnancy test when you really want that, and so I can relate now to what that feels like. But like Kami said, it's timing, and it's perfect timing, and we just have to trust in that. And she was the best example of that, just kind of through it all. It was years of them, trying and seeing friends get pregnant, and it's all over social media, and it's so easy to get just down and defeated.
Yeah, like, what's wrong with me? Is
what's
it my
wrong
body?
with me?
Or,
and especially being a woman, it's, you feel like your body is, not doing what it's supposed to, and everyone else is getting pregnant, and why am I not getting pregnant? And Kami was just such a good example of, she was just so positive and encouraging, and even through my pregnancy, she was always so happy for me and just so excited, and I think it's a perfect example of, like, you're blessed now with, with the gift of a child, and it's the right time. And
Absolutely.
Just to, your story is encouraging to other, women out there. If you're going through this, or, if you have friends or a sister, or, any woman, to just,
just stop them and kind of remind them that, I truly believe, and whether you do or you don't, we all have a purpose, I feel like, and we're all born and we're put here at a very specific time. And so I think if sometimes it's up to your own timing, you think it's time for you to have a baby, well, maybe it's not quite that time.
Yeah.
And that little person that you're creating, whether it's a boy or a girl, has something he needs to do on earth, and he's just not ready yet.
Yeah.
So I kind of just really had that as a mentality, and it so helped me, because at the end of the day, our body is really smart, and if you're stressed out, your body's stressed out.
Yeah.
And it's not fun for your husband. It's not fun if you're just so like, I want to do it now,
Yeah.
But granted, on the other flip side of that, once now that I get to have this beautiful little blessing, when I want to have baby number 2, and then there is 6 months that go by, I got to remind myself, hey, you can't have it. You might not be able to have it now.
And now I'm taking Kami's advice into my own hands, and just trying to remember it's not in my control, and just remember that whenever it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. Whenever Sawyer is supposed to have a sibling, she will. And whether, that's any route for, Matt and I need to go, adoption or whatever, we're open to what families, a family looks like. It may not be what I have in my mind. It, may be something completely different, and we just have to be open to that. But
okay, I want to share something really fast, because this might help other people. But now, I am not a doctor. I have a doctor. But I will say, we got both of us kind of tested before we didn't do any of the IVF stuff, or even go down that route. Now, we had kind of planned back in April that we would try in January, and now we're having a baby in January, which is really funny and ironic. But there is a thing called an HSG test that our doctor, because we have the same doctor, following her footsteps, she suggested having. So if you're a woman, and that was one of the first things she did. She didn't do Clomid. She didn't suggest any of that first. She said, let's just check you out. So I had gotten this test done, and they basically shoot dye through your fallopian tubes. Kind of abrasive, kind of like, that was not fun.
it's painful.
It's not fun.
It's a little painful.
So fast forward, and this is lifestyle unfiltered, so if it's TMI, I apologize, but this is what it is.
You get it.
So you have to do that test within a certain time of when you start, and so had the test done. It was back in April, and so being abrasive, you miss a couple days, and you miss. Now, like Lady said, my journey's been tough, so you get those negative pregnancy tests, and it's frustrating. I've literally taken so many, and then I literally, start on them. Okay, so let's just be honest here. So anyway, 2 weeks go by, and I'm like, I'm just probably late. I'm probably just late. And my girlfriend was like, well, you gonna take a test? And I'm like, no, probably not.
Don't want to waste another one.
Yeah, exactly. And sure enough, I took it, and I was pregnant. So if you're having any troubles, ask your doctor about HSG test.
There's lots of different things you can do. Like she said, Clomid, or there's a lot of different routes. It just depends on, everyone's idea of a family is different.
Totally.
And everyone's idea of a family is what you make it, and whether, it's
I have a friend who's fostering, and she's oh my god, loves it. It's tough, but motherhood's tough.
Motherhood is tough
in general, whether it's your kid or somebody else's. So like you said, you could adoption. Everybody's plan is different.
Yeah.
So,
but we kind of just wanted to use this episode to encourage any women out there that are maybe struggling getting pregnant. As Kami was a perfect example of it taking years, and just, praying and staying faithful that it would be, it would happen when it would happen.
Baby boy just kicked.
He's like, hi guys!
Hey guys, I'm in the video!
Yeah! Stay positive, stay encouraging!
Yeah.
But anyway, we hope this just kind of shed a little bit of light on, you know, different journeys and
share if you guys have questions or want to even just open up about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're not experts at this stuff, but if you want to talk to somebody or you feel as though we said something that maybe inspire you to say something, please, by all means, right?
Absolutely.
Reach out, message us.
We love you. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.